I think it's the New World Order. Like, watch any of our episodes, whether we're talking about the Reptilian Elite or we're talking about how the Reptilian Elite also may be among us as humans, shape-shifting into human form. It's all about control. It's all about the New World Order.
Yeah.
These, like, high-powered few.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Which is why, to me, the reptile idea is not that far-fetched.
So it's not far-fetched to think that there might be a whole race, a whole civilization of reptilian people, some elites, some full-bloods, some hybrids that don't even know that they're these people. You're basically saying they're sleeper cell reptilian people.
Allegedly.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Tahir Moore.
I'm stoned Alex Jones, Mike Glazer, without the cool part of Alex Jones.
That one got me.
Not
you
the-
I can just hold on.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, not the part with Sandy Hook, but the cool part.
Welcome to another episode of High in the Sky, the podcast where we get high and we ask why.
Allegedly.
Yeah, that's part of it. We got a great show for you guys today. We are talking about something that is only whispered in back rooms, okay? Not a lot of you guys might even know about this conspiracy theory because it's that hush-hush.
They're hidden in plain sight.
They're hidden in plain sight. Who you might be asking? Well, I'm going to tell you who. They're Reptilian Elite. Hidden in plain sight. Everywhere. They're everywhere. The corner store, the laundromat, Jiffy Lube.
White House?
White House. Rappers, potentially.
Moon?
Where?
The moon? Ooh, what rappers? Drop in the comment. What rappers do you think are lizards?
Let's go with that one right there. We got a great show for you guys. We're talking about the reptilian people.
The truth about the Reptilian Elite.
The Reptilian Elite and their attachment to the Rothschild and other famous and very wealthy families that I wish would invite me to a dinner party. I just want to see what the bathrooms look like.
Watch Eyes Wide Shut then.
A word?
Yeah, I was doing a lot of research on Eyes Wide Shut for this one. A couple things. One is, after he showed the first cut to Warner Brothers, director Kubrick, he died of a heart attack after the first cut, and then Warner Brothers cut a half hour out of his Eyes Wide Shut movie. Why? Reptilian Elite.
Ooh.
Anyway, beautiful bathrooms in that movie.
Yeah. My favorite place to take a when I'm on the road is hotels. Like a high-end hotel. Like if I can't make it home, I'm pulling into. Like I know I said high-end, but if there's a DoubleTree around there, that DoubleTree is about to get this business.
That's high-end to me.
Yeah, because you can go in there, handle your business, come out, get a cookie for the road, and then go home.
Absolutely.
That's a win-win, baby.
I performed in Nashville, and the toilets in every single hotel were so wide because all you're doing is drinking whiskey and eating hot chicken.
Yeah.
So you got to have a grips on the seat because you know what I mean?
When it's a wide load, I do a reverse cowgirl. I turn around, I put my arms on that commode right there, and I get planted. I plant up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the toilet at my house, we got like footsteps on there, so you don't need the squatty potty. So when you reverse cowgirl, you're right here with it, man.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I've thought about this, man. It's serious.
Yeah, it is. Wait,
It's serious.
do you have a TV?
Huh?
So that you can watch YouTube?
No, but I use my phone. But you just got to think about when you're on the toilet regular, you got your arms like this and your weight is on
my
your
legs
thigh.
are falling asleep. My cat is in my pants.
When you sit reverse cowgirl, your arms on the commode.
Yep.
So you got your phone right here. So you ready to get up at any moment. It's like when I do it the regular way, I gotta wake these bad boys up.
Always.
That's why I started
You
sitting
stand
reverse.
holding the sink, waiting for the pins and needles to go away
Yeah.
for an extra 10 minutes while you're in there.
I dislocated my shoulder standing up from the toilet. That's a true story.
What?
True story.
How?
We ain't got the time right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you about the reptilian people, but my wife is here. She can validate this. The EMTs came. They had to take all. And then I drove myself to the hospital. When she drove to the hospital, I drove back. That's a real thing. Standing up from the toilet, dislocated my shoulder. That's how I know I'm old.
Can we get a confirmation?
She was very upset.
I would be
she
too.
Was very upset.
That wasn't on my
It was 4 in the morning. It was 4 in the morning. Reptilian people.
Yeah. All right. You jack off weird, man. All right. There's no other way. There's no other way that you dislocated your shoulder on the toilet at 4 in the morning. Unreal. All right. I'm going to jump right in and just shout out the moon matrix. I love this theory. I think it's absolutely true. According to David Icke, who we'll get more into in a minute, and honestly, 4 to 7% of the population in the world believes this also. I looked it up. 4 to 7% of the people believe that the moon matrix is real. The Reptilian Elite, They are on the moon. The moon is hollow. They use it as a broadcasting station to send signals down to Earth that suppress us emotionally, physically, intentionally, or intellectually and emotionally, and then they feed off of that negative energy. The reptiles like actually slurp up our negative energy using the moon as that. And then if you think about the moon, the sun is always behind the moon, so now the moon is a hot rock for the reptiles. All of it makes sense to me, and we don't even know what's happening. Like, look at the tides, man. You're gonna tell me the moon controls the tides, and we're what, 80% water? There's no way that the moon isn't also controlling us when we're mostly water. Like, women's periods are affected by the moon. The tides are affected by the moon. I get sleepy if it gets dark too early, and then I gotta look at a light because I get sad, and that light's supposed to be like sunshine, but it's not. And then I start curling up and eat a dozen Krispy Kremes. So, like, there's no way that we're not being controlled by the moon, and it just so happens that it's the reptiles doing it. And then the moon is hollow, and then they're like, wah, 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 down through it. Also, you got the sun that's behind the moon. That creates the moon into a hot rock. Lizards love hot rocks. I don't think this is far-fetched. What do you think?
Yeah, give me your hand.
What's up?
I really want you to look into that therapy, okay? No. If you're looking at a life for happiness,
I am.
I need you to look inward, okay? We're going to get you that therapy that you need.
I appreciate it because the light is not doing anything.
Yeah, I wouldn't think it was.
I look at a light.
Yeah.
So that is the moon matrix theory, and I believe it because it's a lot more fun to believe that.
The reptilian elite are just like sprinkling hate all over. They're like seasoning the world with hate like it's lorries. I'm like, yeah, look at a little hate. This Middle East right here. Oh, look at America. Let me flip it real quick. Put a little hate.
100%. Ooh, crispy golden brown hate.
Like, whenever they season it, they got the hot and ready sign on at the moon.
Oh, the red light?
The red light.
Yeah. 100%. Just keeping us warm and hateful.
Yeah, so the other reptiles can say, oh, well, we got to get to the moon, man. They got the hot and ready hate up there.
Uh-huh. What kind of hate's the most delicious? You know what I mean?
Oh, my God.
Because there's so many types. I think jealousy tastes
jealousy,
so good.
yeah.
Revenge
Yeah.
is so nice.
Racism is like the fried chicken of hate. Because it's available everywhere, right? You can go anywhere and get the racism. You can get the fried chicken of it. But love hate, or somebody got broken up with or cheated on with that is...
Yeah.
That's escargot.
Yeah, it is.
That's escargot.
Yeah. Oh, a prefix menu of heartbreak.
Oh, like a Romeo and Juliet hate?
Yeah.
Oh, both of them Achilles? Oh, I want to bathe myself in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
I can see that. I can see that going on.
So they're doing all that from the moon.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
That's a hell of an outpost. I think it's crazy. Okay, the hollow moon. What have we got? Like 20 to 40,000 inhabitants at any given time? With super advanced technology that you guys can only dream about? No, come on, cut it out.
We've never seen the dark side of the moon. For all we know, it's a hatch, and they go like this, and then they walk down the stairs, and they climb in and get to the controls.
It's actually all glass.
What?
Yeah, dark side of the moon.
It's glass?
So who came up with...
Okay, my guy. Just say it. You're a reptile.
This glass is steel. It's very London-ish. I don't know if you've been to London, but there's a lot of glass, a lot of steel. It's kind of,
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Man, I'm trying to get there. So anyway, I just wanted to shout out the moon because it is like sending frequencies, suppressing us. Like, if you think there's fluoride in the water, like, you're thinking too small. You got to think about how the moon is absolutely controlling every single thing and all of our thoughts and all of our feelings. And also, honestly, if maybe we should blow up the moon. David Icke talks about the moon.
Oh, don't even get me started on this anti-Semitic asshole.
David Icke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
David Icke.
Yeah, he's the forerunner of all of this, if we want to get into that a bit.
Oh, we're going to get into that a bit because I think the people need to know. A lot of people may not know about David Icke. And we're intentionally saying his name wrong, respectfully, disrespectfully. So we just want to put that out there. We also want to put out there real quick, hey, listen, we're going to give you some things that are supported by facts. Some of this stuff is just conspiracy, which is making it hard to be fact-based. So we're going to always encourage you guys to do your own research. We're not a school. You're not turning in a paper to us, a midterm to us. Do your own research, okay? Don't take what we say as law, especially not me. Because I'm gonna have you up in the streets, okay? You're gonna post something that's gonna get you blocked and banned. Don't listen to me all the way. I'm trying to put a couple things in front of you. You could choose to investigate a little bit more on your own. It's what you should always do.
If my social media ratio is any indication of whether you should listen to me or not, I say you should listen to me. The comments disagree. Comments are out of control. Out of control.
Well, there you go. Well, I'm telling you, don't listen all the way to me. Just hear some of the things that we're saying, and then take it with a grain of salt, and then do your own research. All right, let's get a little background on David Von Icke. English conspiracy theorist, former footballer, play soccer. Okay, not hit him with the pads football, and he was also a sports broadcaster. He's written over 20 books. It's pretty good. Self-published. Oh, that's where it is.
Yeah. 100%. Oh, I'm a musician. Oh, where can I find your music?
My living room mainly.
Yeah,
mostly. Got a couple things on SoundCloud.
Uh-huh.
He self-published books from the mid-1990s, and he's spoken in more than 25 countries, which is, kind of impressive. David claims that shape-shifting reptilian aliens control Earth by taking on human form and gaining political power to manipulate human societies.
Dude, this is what all these dudes do. Like, I love the idea of the reptilian elite. I like to believe that the reptiles are controlling us, but every failed footballer, every failed author has, like, Hitler, like, all of them, dude. They're all like, oh, actually, it's this other thing that's keeping me down. It's not my lack of skill.
Yeah.
Come on.
It really is. And I think people, we buy into the conspiracy theories because we always like to think that there's something bigger going on. And so he plays on that, which is a genius, right? That part of it. But I think that's what it is. Like, nobody wants to take, ownership of their own or like shortcomings or something like that.
No, and I've done so much LSD, and I cannot explain some of the things that have happened in my life. Do you know what I mean? Like, there is other realities, there are other strings, there are other dimensions. There is no doubt about that. So, like, how come everyone who does ayahuasca always sees little green men? How do you explain that? How do you explain the fact that everyone is connected and you see these deities in front of you, not knowing what they look like, and then everyone describes them and they all look the same? The connections are out there. Yeah. But when you're a failed football player who's self-publishing books and being like, come on now.
I'm going to put a pin in that because at one point during your rant, you said, I've tried a lot of LSD, you know what I mean? And when you do, and I wanted to just say, no, I don't. I don't know what you mean. I haven't done LSD.
You never seen a tree breathe?
All right. We had to do a lot of paperwork to get here, okay? I think we might need to start doing the drug test. I think there might be time.
Dude,
I think it might.
Unbelievable. We got to do it together. One time I did it at a hip hop festival in Vegas. That was a mistake.
I was just going to say, that doesn't sound good at all.
It was awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's already loud and a lot going on. You did that in a smoky No, we're not doing that,
You know what I also realized? Rappers don't have misophonia.
What's that?
That's that thing where you hate certain sounds because their chains kept clinking and no one seemed to mind.
We'll talk after the show.
Okay.
David also believes that they do this in a hierarchy way, right? There are a vast hierarchy of reptilian elite species, but most theorists focus on the following. Now, this is where it gets kind of crazy. The full-bloods, aware of their reptilian identity, capable of shape-shifting via vibrational manipulation. So they just be sitting there and then they transform. I've tried to do that before. I'm not going to hold you. When I first saw Michael Jackson Moonwalker, I thought if I ran fast enough, I would turn into a car. Okay? And I was like, well, maybe I'm not like running fast enough, or maybe I got to like scream when I did. I'm telling you, being at recess as a third grader, running around the playground fast as you can and screaming, I'm Michael Jackson, is not a good way to make friends. Okay? It's actually a great way to get bullied.
Oh, bet. Did you ever try the lean?
Oh, myself up so many. I was so mad when I found out that the shoes were made. Like, because I was like, how did they do this with the camera? Yeah. He got a patent off of that. He had that patent.
The lean? Or
the shoe, like the shoe with the hook part in there, and then it goes on the Bolton floor, and then they lead forward like that.
That's so cool.
They patented it, I think, after they did the video.
Dang.
That was amazing.
It would be. I would love to have one of those in my kitchen.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Lean over and eat the cat food? Why would you need that? That's such a random thing to do. All right, so when it comes to the hierarchy of these reptilian elite, they're the full bloods, right? Like the people that like, yeah, you ain't got to ask no question. You know what the hell going on. I know you know what I'm talking about with that one. And then they're like the half bloods. Now the half bloods are supposedly unaware that they're even part of the reptilian race. Like they don't even know because they're being controlled. And all of this is just to advance the new world order, supposedly.
Allegedly. You want to get into topic one?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's jump right in, baby.
So, as someone who does believe in the New World Order, I want to believe so deeply in the reptile elite. I want to have seen Justin Bieber like lick his lips and it's a forked tongue. Like I want that to be true. But okay, let's start with the origins of all of this. So, in 1945, a farmer in Egypt uncovered a collection of 13 leather-bound papyrus books, later named the Nag Hammadi Codices. And these texts, this is where it gets so crazy. These texts have a description of a mysterious race called the Archons, and those Archons are reptilian machine-like beings. And this is not the only description throughout history. You've got Egyptians talking about lizard people. You've got these people. You've got so many different types of cultures, religions, races, all talking about the same thing, which is reptilians who are visiting Earth. And so it's not like they had chat roulette so that they could all talk to each other. You know what I mean? So how did they all know? It's like ayahuasca again. How did all of them have the same stories, the same visions, the same truths that they had to talk about and record? There's no way. It has to be true if that's the facts.
It is very interesting of how much of history that's documented is repeated when you find something that's 10,000 years old, and you find something that's 3,000 years old, and so on and so forth. You're like, man, they use a lot of the same symbols. Like, what the is this alligator man doing here?
Right. There's not alligators all over the earth, not even Pangea.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just I love the idea, Velcro. I was thinking about Velcro the other day.
Great invention.
Great invention.
Fantastic.
Unbelievable. But how did everyone hear about it? How did it become a trend?
They did a universal rip. It was 10 years in making. They did a countdown, and then just the whole world go.
Yeah,
that would be amazing.
That would be amazing.
Yeah,
and that's the thing about all of these things. You can say no, there's no way there's reptilian elite, but explain to me how all of these different cultures with grand distances between them are talking about the same things. Explain it.
You know what? It's the same way. Stories got spread and dirty jokes and shit. You get these pirates go to one place and they hear some shit and they take it there. Now everybody at the bar is listening to you, so you tell this story, you embellish a little bit. I don't know. I love conspiracy theories, but I need more. I need more tangible facts and more something I can sink my teeth into.
There's a couple other ancient civilizations that love us. I just want to give a quick shout out to the Quetzalcoatl in Mesoamerica. We love you. We see you. Also, I want to say the Naga in Hinduism. You nailed it. You got it right. Great job. And last but certainly not least, the Apep in Egypt. You've been messing with us for a long time, and that kind of love means a lot. And I just want to thank you all from the bottom of my cold, dead heart. Thank you.
Big shouts out right there.
Shouts
Appreciate
out.
the love. You know what I'm saying?
Couldn't have done it without you.
Reptilian!
If we break down the story of Adam and Eve, what if, I'm going to flip it on its head, what if the snake was actually not a bad guy? It was eat the apple and we will give you technology. We will give you growth. We will give you freedom. Knowledge. Yeah. And what if God's bad and the snake is actually good?
Well, God, I feel like God just didn't feel like making technology and giving it to them. Yeah, he wanted them to learn about themselves and stuff. And then God came back. He was like, and they were like, "What?" He was like, "What y'all doing?" He was like, "Oh, we naked." He was like, "How the f do you know that you naked? Where the f did you get knowledge from?" Like, oh, the snake came through with some apple pies and I told y'all to stay dumb. Why would y'all do that?
Well, drop it in the comments. What do you think? Do you think that maybe the snake was good in Adam and Eve? Do you believe in the reptile elite? Let us know, and we'll be in the comments ourselves.
Yeah.
Chatting it up.
Yeah, or talking daring y'all to do stuff. We do that sometimes too. Fight Club. I just God, don't leave me in no garden with no talking animals either. Like, don't make this snake talk. Like, that's just that I'm gonna talk to him if he can talk. That just makes sense.
LSD, man. I'm telling you.
I'm not doing this. LSD.
I'm telling you. You hear? Do you have a dog or a cat?
I have a dog. Yeah.
You have a dog. You're gonna hear that dog bark, but you're gonna be able to communicate and be like, "I heard the tone of that bark, and I know what you need."
I hope not, because my dog, no.
What's his name?
BMO.
What kind?
He is a Schnauzer Chihuahua mix. Yeah, he's a little small thing. Like
you sing songs to him?
Me? No, that's really they dog. I don't really with the dog like that, shawty.
Understood.
Yeah, and that's why I don't want to hear him talk. He gonna be like, damn, 11 years, you still don't with me though. I'm like, hey, bro, it ain't even really you. Just I don't really with no dogs like that. My wife and my daughter be with you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll feed you if they not here, but I don't really be with dogs like that.
Yeah.
I don't fuck with anything that like don't get old enough to wipe their own ass.
Yeah.
It's because it's a lifelong commitment. And now when we go out of town on vacation, now we got to spend more money on the dog to send him somewhere trustworthy, right? Because you ain't just take it to any old boarding place. You got to do it somewhere trustworthy or like let somebody for a while. The person that sold his dog was watching them, but then he would come back from them with fleas. I'm like, bruh.
Yeah. You know what's funny to me?
What?
I just pictured your dog sitting backwards on the toilet.
When it's a wide load, I do a reverse cowgirl.
Our dog does. It had taken up a lot of my personality because I don't with people. I don't like. I do jokes and do shows, but I don't like a lot of people. And our dog is like that. Like people come over who've been over multiple times, he still bark at them.
Really?
Yeah, he don't people like that. He's not an outside dog. He would die if we left him outside. He'd be like, he'd start doing heroin. You ain't never seen a dog do heroin? Like they like.
It sounds cute.
Yeah, they take their leash and they wrap it around their forearm and then they pull it and shit. And they take the little paw and split it and shoot up. It's crazy.
That is crazy.
It is.
Allegedly. That was the other thing I wanted to talk about. That is like entirely possible. Like we all know we have like reptilian parts of our brain, right? Like you have these fight or flight or freeze and survival mode and all these things. So like we have reptilian parts of our brain. We have cold-blooded survival parts of our brain. And so when people talk about, are we reptiles? Are we humanoid? Could the reptiles have created us? I do think that some people have more reptile and less not reptile parts of their mind. And that's like a psychopath or a sociopath. Like I remember I asked my therapist, Peter Tuesdays at Noon, I asked him once because my TikTok hour.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Is that an Instagram handle or a TikTok handle?
What?
Peter Tuesdays at Noon?
No, but that's when I talk to him.
Okay. Right,
that's my guy, man. My TikTok algorithm keeps telling me I'm autistic. And so I asked Peter Tuesdays at Noon, I go, am I autistic? And he goes, does it matter? And I go, not really. And then we moved on.
All right.
Which I thought was like an interesting way to not answer me. And so like my point is like, we don't know if we are reptilian minded or not. We don't know if we're a sociopath or not. We don't know if we're psychopathic or not. So the idea of us having reptilian minds isn't too far fetched for me.
I kind of think we know if we're a psychopath.
You do?
I think, and a sociopath. I think there will be signs. Mainly people running from you, screaming, no, don't, I have a family, that type of shit. I think it's easy to kind of find that. And then also like family should like pull you to the side, like, hey, we're going to send you to this place and put a nice jacket on and make you hug yourself.
I feel you, but that's the shape-shifty part of it, man. Like when you shift into, like, have you ever seen Dexter, the show Dexter?
Yeah.
Like when he shifts from being like, him masking with his like joyous, like affable, aw shucks attitude into a cold-blooded killer, like that to me is shape-shifting.
Okay, but hear me out. With that, he knows when he's shifting. Because there were a couple times when he thought he was going to get caught. Like when somebody pops up on the scene to him. So if you're aware of that, you know. Now, you might not know that what's causing you to be a psychopath is the reptilian blood or the reptilian DNA that you have in you. But you're aware, I think, at a certain point when you become a crossover from like, you know, regular civilian, law-abiding civilian to a psychopath or a sociopath to a certain degree, right?
Yeah.
But I will admit this. I didn't even know until we started, you know, diving into the research of this episode how much reptilian likeness we have inside of us.
Yeah, man.
Like from the brain to the blood to the DNA. That blew my mind. So I hope you guys are strapped in because we're about to take off, Jack.
100%.
Okay? It's about to go down.
So like you're talking about how like the genetics of us, like the Anchon genetics, we have a tail in the womb.
I know. Cause I mean, and I feel like that's, cause sperm got the love. You know what I mean? So that makes sense.
All my sperm gets scared, loses its tail. As soon as it gets in there, it goes, ah! You know what I mean?
I'm stuck.
Yeah.
What if it's not losing? What the egg is like, that's enough. We only want this much right here. But you make a good point. I actually want to jump in right here because there were a lot of questions with the what is atavism, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have this whole spiel, but I'm gonna break it down to you. Atavism is the rare reappearance in a modern organism of a trait from a distant evolutionary ancestor. And basically what that means is there was this instance of this guy, 59-year-old, right? He getting up there. He was having chest pains, bad circulation all in his chest. So he goes to the hospital to do an x-ray, and they realize that this guy has 3 chambers in his heart instead of 4. Normal humans, most humans have 4 chambers in their heart. This guy has 3. You know what else has 3? Reptiles, man.
What?
Reptiles, man. Yeah, so they gave him some meds, some beta blockers, and a heightened regimen of things like
flies?
that. Yeah, a couple flies. You know, some mealworms like that. Told him get into a warm environment, that type of thing.
Give him a rock to sit on,
and he was fine. But the fact that like this guy exists is, it supports the theory that we could be hybrid reptilian people.
100%.
And that's crazy to me. But I mean, like, that I feel like is not enough to get me completely on board because you got people that are born with 4 fingers instead of 5 or 4 digits instead of 5.
I dated a girl, I won't say her name, but she had webbed toes. She wore sandals like this.
No, but see, that's the problem. If you got webbed feet, you're not wearing sandals. Okay, if you got an extra amenity or something different, you don't bring attention to it.
Thank you.
That's just you got an extra ear like growing right behind one. You don't get that one pierced. Why would you don't bring no extra attention to? That's crazy. Because now we got to be out in public and somebody gonna say, "Oh, look at this 3-year." Now I got to fight.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I just came here for the lamb chops. Now I gotta put on boxing gloves to defend your honor. You brought that attention to your ear.
I agree. We broke up. Hey.
You gonna miss it when you're on the boat in the sink. You're like, I had that web toe bitch in there. Jenny! But going back to what you talked about earlier, the human tails and the skin conditions, because cases of human tails and the scaly skin, it's a proper word for the scaly skin. Ichthyosis is scaly skin. I call it scaly skin. That's what we're going to call it. And they're interpreted as remnants of reptilian traits. Also the tail thing, like you said. But there are people that actually have like a little protruding tail back there.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I just don't see how you sit down comfortably. How do you do road trips?
That's why couches all have separation between the seat and the cushion. That's for tails.
You just lied to my face.
I swear to God, man. I swear to God.
I always think that we're building our friendship, and then you just lied to my face.
I took a tour of IKEA, and I went up to the CEO, and I was like, "What's up with that space?" And he's like, "Oh, it's for our tails."
Allegedly.
And I just know that to be fact. Also, I have terrible skin. I know you were talking about body butter earlier.
Yeah.
Would it work for me? Because my skin is awful. Like,
well, I mean, if you just like have chronic dry skin, it'll work for that. But if you have like psoriasis or something else, then that's something that I can't. Yeah.
No, it's not genetic. It's like I think the earth hates me. It doesn't want me around.
Yeah, that body butter get you good, man. You come on over my house, you're gonna leave wearing a do-rag and smelling like love.
Dang.
You goddamn right, man.
They're like, you shapeshifted into a whole different man.
That happens sometimes. That happens.
Like Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
He starts dating that black woman, and all of a sudden he has a do-rag. He's like, "What's up, sis?" Like that kind of stuff.
Yes, I walked out of that movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't think it was funny.
Interesting.
At that time, it just wasn't my thing. My wife loved that movie, but I
Wait,
was like,
what's the funniest movie you've ever seen?
Funniest movie I ever seen?
Yeah, what's your funniest movie?
Ooh, man. Coming to America, Harlem Night.
Very funny, very
Super
funny.
bad.
Very funny.
I know I'm forgetting one. That just makes me laugh. But those 3 right there are good starts. I love Superbad. Oh, and the first Hangover.
Yeah.
First Hangover was just
timeless.
Oh my God.
Man, I was gonna come for you, but those are actually
those pretty good?
Yeah, those are all better than Napoleon Dynamite, certainly.
What about you? Top 3?
Ace Ventura 2.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Clue. If you've never seen Clue, that's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Hey, what is Clue?
Clue. It's the board game, but it's not the board game, but it's the board game.
Oh, there's a movie?
It's so funny, man. It's so funny. And then after that, gosh, what's something funny and timeless for me?
Tahir Moore?
No, not you. No. Let me think. Let me come back because something will bubble up in the reptilian side of me. And I'll come up with it.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep on going. I'm gonna let y'all know.
What's your favorite movie? What's your favorite comedy of all time? Drop it in the comments.
They ain't gonna tell us. People trying to gatekeep their comedies and stuff like that. Let us know. Don't be playing with us. Put some good ones in there. Only put the ones in there that we didn't say because we want to know some good ones to watch on Saturday.
You know another
night.
one? Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar. That movie is hilarious.
You just made that up. That is not a real
swear
title.
to you. Kristen Wiig.
What did you say?
And Mamalo. What's her first name? Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar. It is so silly.
Really?
It is a funny movie. I watched it. I got high. I watched it. I laughed and I ran it back. Watched it again. Ordered chicken wings and a pizza. Watched it again. Watched it 3 times. 1 pizza. 1. And then I looked at my light. That's so true, and I'm so ashamed. Oh my God.
We'll give you my address, man. When you get down like that, you just bring your ass on over here.
Will
okay?
do.
We're going to sit down, we're going to put the do-rag on you, my wife going to rub your back and just say, it's going to be okay, baby. You're going to feel like a new man when you leave the house.
I cannot wait. Thank you.
It's going to be a good time, man.
Not a top 5 movie for me, but a top 10 movie. No, that's not fair. 12 movie would probably be Shallow Hal. And Jason Alexander, he actually has a vestigial tail in that movie. Yeah, remember? He shows it and we show a little close-up and it goes wiggle, 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 like that. And he kept it and he was ashamed of it, but then he turned into embracing who he was and embracing his form, even though it was not nearly as evolved as the people he was trying to hang out with. But becoming who you are and embracing that maybe is a bigger lesson. So if you are a reptile, embrace that. No reason to hide it. Just be who you are. Because at the end of the day, we're all doing the best we can. And if we're doing the best we can, that's all we can ask of each other. And that's how we get world peace, unless you want to suck up everyone's negative energy.
Reptile lives matter.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were talking about the whole tail thing, your tail falls off when it gets scared. It's actually called a vestigial tail. And that does fall off.
Yeah.
It typically falls off. But there are those people that actually have that still to this day. And I think that's interesting.
It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Fix it, though, right?
Yes, you should fix that. You should definitely see somebody. Certain surgeries I feel like should just be on the house. And that's one of the ones that should just be on the house. And let me say another thing. Certain things should just be on the house. You see this side tooth? I've been missing my side tooth since 2013. I'm not proud of it. Yes, I've had enough money to get it fixed, but that's not the problem. You know why I had it removed? Because the insurance at the time would not cover a crown, right? They wouldn't cover the cap, but they did cover extraction. That's why so many black people in our community are missing their side tooth is bad dental insurance. And we just need to fix that right now. You know how cold my food is by the time I start chewing it because so much air is in my mouth from missing that side tooth? It's a hindrance to my life. Okay, we got to get this on the wraps. Mm-hmm. Just want to say that one little, that's my little PSA. Whoever's running for president, they talk about close that hole and that side tooth. That's who got my vote.
Yeah, the borders and the side tooth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. The mystery of the orange negative blood. So this next one right here is about a certain type of blood that reptilian people may have. And I thought this part was really interesting because people that have this mysterious Rh negative blood are individuals with unique physical and genetic characteristics. First of all, their blood pressure be low as Yeah, blood pressure low, have a slow pulse. I think this is a lot of women that I've dated in my past too. I bet they always cold. Always cold.
Women are always, man, the feet under the covers. I know it's like maybe a hack joke, but it's so true. The feet under the covers are a problem.
First time I almost called my wife a
Really?
First time. Yep.
Because the toes hit you?
She came up under there and then threw them toes, the feet, like the bottom of her feet on my calves to warm up. And it was like a jolt. It was a bit. Listen, I told your mother I was going to take care of you. Get your shit together. Mm-hmm. So now, she still does it, but she does it 1 foot at a time. She came in with both of them at the first one.
I feel it. Soft pitch?
Yeah.
Soft pitch.
Yeah.
You know those pizza stones? that you can cook pizza on in your oven.
Oh, okay.
Just
yeah.
set that oven on 150, warm up that pizza stone, and then put it in the bed.
Yeah.
And then they can rest their feet on there like a hot rock,
Yeah.
warm up those toes a little bit.
No, I'm not doing that because I want the bed cold. I like to get in the bed, fill all the cool spots. You keep all that goofy you just put on some socks. That's what you can do.
You can't sleep in socks, dude. That's crazy. You sleep in socks?
No, I ain't saying I am. I said she need to put on some Timberlands and some socks and lay the down. We got some I bought her some bed Timberlands. They're Timberlands that she only put on underneath the covers. Okay, you tie them up, you lay down and got you some thick ass, what is it, North Face?
North Face?
Yeah. Socks. They wickering, so they absorb the sweat. Good. That's what you're doing. Don't get your cold ass, stupid ass feet in here. Back to the mystery Rh negative blood people. In some cases, these people also have an extra vertebrae, right?
Interesting.
Which could be
awesome
the
to
tail
suck
type
your
thing. Okay. All right.
right.
I was going a different place with that.
All right.
Rh negative blood cannot mix with Rh positive blood without medical intervention, all right, or suggesting some profound genetic difference. Now, this is the part that was really crazy with me, right? Rh negative blood is most concentrated in the Basque region, that's Spain and France, where 35% of the people have it. Now that is crazy to me. Like, how does this one region comprise that many people that have this mystery blood?
Yeah.
And the crazy part is, like, it's just like that region, like Spain and France, because that blood type is absent in like Africa, Asia, and the Americas before European civilization.
That's wild.
So before, when I was just like, oh, you got a extra chamber or you got one less chamber, but like that, all right, that's kind of crazy. Now I'm like, I ain't all the way on the bus, but I got 1 foot on, like I'm searching for my money to pay my fare. I'm searching for my money to pay my fare. My tongue just don't be giving a shit about what I be trying to say. So disrespectful.
That is wild, though. That is wild.
That's a really rare and weird thing to think. Like, this one reason, just these people have this mysterious blood. It's like that. Where is it at? West African nation of Benin. Like, they have the highest concentration of twins on record, and it's crazy. Like, these type of things like really pique my interest. It's like, what the y'all doing over there?
Yeah.
What's in the peanut butter that's making y'all nut like that? Like, I need to know that.
Yeah. Like, okay, so if we're gonna take this concentrated area that is unexplainable, I can easily connect a red thread to the moon and to the reptilian elite living on the moon, and then just like a vacation spot right there for all of them. Like, it's hard not to draw correlations between things like that and believe that, okay, like, we can be skeptical about reptiles, but then you have something unexplainable like that, and all of a sudden it's like not too far-fetched that the moon might be like, a bit of a home.
Yeah, they send it down bloop, 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 the signals. You never know, man.
You never know.
All right, so we've talked about genetics of it. We talked about the elite, the people who could be connected to. Let's talk about some of these things that people have found that kind of confirm the whole reptilian elite population. All right, so in Sierra Leone, over there in Africa, around the 1990s, they found the Namoli figurines. All right, now these were discovered by miners, and these figurines depicted humanoid figures with a lot of reptilian or amphibian features, which have been linked to sky gods.
Yep.
Which is, well, I guess, well, I don't know. Sky gods, it seems weird because, like, I would just picture all the gods in the sky, but I guess there are some dark lords and dark gods that could be underground, but neither here or there. There are also the sky stones. Now, the sky stones were found alongside the Namoli figurines, and they defy scientific classification. They don't know where these things came from. They don't know what they were made from. They don't know. That part is freaky.
Yeah.
Like that, like the figurines, all right, I can get that. Like we saw that in Egyptian times and stuff like that. But not knowing what this is made out of, how it's made, like it's just not really of here.
Well, we just haven't given humans the technology yet.
That's true.
So once they have the technology,
do we have a time frame on when this could get to us?
I don't know. Y'all keep making Jackass 6. I don't know if you really deserve to know the truth.
First of all, you're not going to talk about some of the best entertainment on on Earth. Okay, that's what you're not gonna do.
Also, Jackass, one of the best, funniest movies of all
It's
time.
so good.
Top movie.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't think that a whole movie of that foolishness would rock, but that rocks.
So good.
So good, man. There have also been people who claim allegedly to have had encounters with these reptilian beings. There was a young lady by the name of Charmaine DeRosio Sage, and her experience, she's from Hove, England, where I don't really know what that is in retrospect to everything else that I've been to. She describes a nighttime encounter with a reptilian humanoid that took her to some underground cave, and that's where she transformed into a reptilian hybrid, which is crazy because most reptilian hybrids don't recognize that they're a reptilian hybrid. So how do you have the knowledge? Huh, DeRosio?
Just say you were cheating on your husband. Jesus Christ.
She come back, she just smeared worms on her face like, they took me again. He's like, where are your bottoms? I must have left them in a cave. She recounts that her body, she remembers her body morphing into a reptilian state with scales and a tail and all of that. And so she claims that she is one of the reptilian people, a hybrid one.
The only thing with that I can because you were talking before about how things that are passed on from ago can show up today. And if you've ever had a dream that feels like reality, you don't realize you're sleeping until you wake up. And then even then you're like, oh, it was a dream.
Unless you pee. Because then you blend the worlds and you wake up.
Is that the trick?
You cannot pee in a dream without peeing on yourself.
Is that real? If you die in your dream, you die in real life?
No.
If you pee in your dream, you pee in real life?
Yes. The pee part is absolutely. As 2 weeks ago.
What?
There's a lot of pee. Unconsensual.
Unconsensual pee?
Yep. And that was my fault.
Dang.
Peed in a dream. Woke up. Had to have her wake me up. I had to wake her up and have her help me flip the mattress over.
Respectfully, that's worse than toes on a calf.
This is very much true.
Yeah.
She didn't ask for that.
No.
She didn't ask for that at all. It was a lot of pee.
I'm sorry to hear that, man.
She wouldn't wake up. I shook her like 4 times. I had to put my fingers in a little pee. It was like, get up, stink. Come on.
Had to.
Because I shook her and I called her name. She didn't move. She was so tired.
Yeah.
All right, well, now you so pee-pee.
Yep, you had to flick piss on her.
Had to, just a little bit.
Yep.
Just a little bit.
All right.
So, we've talked about the genetics. We talked about the figurines. We talked about people who have allegedly claimed to be taken by the reptilian people. This is happening. They hollowed out the moon to use that as the new Death Star. But why? Why is this happening? What could they possibly want?
NWO, baby. New World Order.
Always comes back to it.
It always comes back to it.
Always connected. New World Order, Illuminati, nice jackets. It's all connected.
I do. I think it's the New World Order. Watch any of our episodes, and it will connect back to the New World Order. The 13 families, the pyramid, the power of the triangle. And that's really what it is. So whether we're talking about the Reptilian Elite, or we're talking about how the Reptilian Elite also may be among us as humans, shape-shifting into human form, it's all about control. It's all about the New World Order, and it's all about how we can keep most of the world's population suppressed and kind of basically just under the thumb of these high-powered few.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And I do believe that, which is why, to me, the reptile idea is not that far-fetched.
So it's not far-fetched to think that there may be a whole race, a whole civilization of reptilian people, some elite, some full-blood, some hybrids that don't even know that they're these people. You're basically saying they're sleeper cell reptilian people.
Yes, sir.
Where if there's enough flies in their area, they would transform into this reptile, and they have powers and abilities that they're not even aware of.
I think so. Imagine all of our presidents. If you think about someone from Barack Obama to Queen Elizabeth, they have all been deemed reptilian. And I think that if you're in a position like that, with that kind of immense pressure, where you literally have to choose if people are going to be unalived or not, that takes a reptilian kind of and you want that power? Dude, it's not too crazy to be you just hit that switch, your eyes go slit, and you go, let's do it.
I don't think Barack Obama is one because I don't think reptiles would smoke. I feel like they wouldn't be able to handle the harsh nicotine of a Newport short. Because I don't give a fuck what you say. Obama smoked Newport shorts in the box.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
You ain't going to tell me he's smoking Camels. He might do Marlboros. He might do like the silver
No, I
pack.
see him going like this with it. You know what I mean? Like where you
Yeah.
smoke like this, you're like, hold up.
No. I've seen him take it away like this. When you take it away like that. When he do that, that's how you know. When he pull it away with the hand cock like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I know.
That's a
That's a
test.
new point.
You know what you're talking about in the Basque region?
Yeah.
There's all those people who are connected unexplainably by their blood.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So another thing, bloodlines of the reptilian elite, this 1%, are political leaders. Barack Obama, 10th cousin once removed, but still 10th cousin once removed from George W. Bush.
That. I
Nope.
don't believe it. Nah, I need to see the 23andMe. I've seen Bush's swag. I've seen Obama's swag. I'm calling.
Hey, if you think about it, like we got rid of the regressive genes until we got to Barack Obama. You know what I mean? Like Bush, shout out to the CIA. We love you, CIA. Please don't come for us. But like, maybe all of a sudden, like Barack's like bloodline was like, we got to get rid of some of that silliness. You know what I mean? And then also Vlad the Impaler connected through blood to Princess Diana.
What?
Yeah, man. So like, how do you explain somebody like Vlad the Impaler?
Which was crazy because he was crazy.
He was crazy.
He was an impaler. He impaled people.
Yeah, he was known for it.
Yeah, that's what he was. That's your nickname. Oh shit, Vlad the Impaler. Come, hey man, just go by Vlad, man.
Right.
I just go by Vlad now.
Yeah. No, you did it more than once.
You got me. Touche. Who wants to be impaled?
Cut to Princess Diana. Same bloodline.
That's
Same
wild.
bloodline. Unexplainable, but that's a fact.
Allegedly.
So, again, the truth is out there, and the truth might be they're reptilians.
Be honest with you. The more we dive into this, the more I dislike it.
Why?
I don't like it. I don't have the words to form why I don't like it. It just makes me feel very uneasy.
Because the veil is being lifted, you are boofing the red pill every single episode.
It's one of those things where like you hear this in passing conversation, like whatever. But when you start making like not only say legitimate, but you start making like valid arguments or claims for things, you're like, that is kind of plausible now.
Yeah, especially if you say it with conviction and
Yeah.
you're like, Barack Obama is related to George W. Bush. And
Yeah.
everyone's like, dang, really? And then it's like true, but also like when you say it with conviction and then you do a little bit of research.
Changes everything. That tone changes everything. That's how I always lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's all these videos. I mean, you can go on anything and you can like Google the words like reptilian shapeshifting and you will see Hillary Clinton and she'll have her eyes like change.
Yeah, I saw that
And
thing right there.
Isn't it wild? It's
is very wild.
And this is like pre-AI. This is pre-deepfake.
Okay, see, that's the goddamn point right there. So had this been like that video surfaced like a year ago, 2 years ago, when the chat GPT and the AI and the open air or whatever the hell it is, then it would have been really questionable. But like these videos are like from when President Obama was in office.
Yeah.
And Hillary was running. So like they not saying that they still couldn't have been manipulated because everything can be, but it's just weird that it came out like that.
Exactly. And if you think about all those people in power, it's cruel to say, but like the theory is that they kind of gain their strength and like they feed off of negative energy. They feed off of that suppression.
Damn.
And so when you think
Okay.
about like those people at the top and how there's no middle class and like everybody is like working for Amazon all of a sudden and shipping boxes back and forth between ourselves and everyone's giving each other $20 being like, thanks for the Uber and like,
Yeah.
oh, let me pay you back for, and like, it's all, we're just moving $20 around between us and they are actively like gobbling that up as like a power source and we are their batteries. Watch the Matrix episode.
See, my head went to a completely different direction, especially when I read the part about they feed off of our negative energy. It's like that makes sense that they're politicians. Because not only can they afflict the negative energy upon the people that they're, not ruling, but like casting votes from and things of that nature, or you're a governor, or you're the president, you're the mayor, or whatever, you can inflict laws to cause negative responses and energy, gain negative energy from that. But also, as the president, you can go to war with another country. And now both of these countries are in turmoil. The people are sad. They don't know what's going to happen. And if they're feeding off of that negative, they eating good.
They eat good. And beautiful segue, my guy, because the Rothschilds, David Icke writes all about them. The Rothschilds, if you don't know who they are, David writes all about them. The Rothschilds, they are the first people to kind of create the banking system as we know it today, pre-Bitcoin and pre-cryptocurrency, but like the banking system we know today. Here's the thing about that. They are German Jews, all right? We all know David Icke is not a fan of the Jewish people.
Racism.
Yeah, like that dog whistle so loud I can hear it. And so like there is a metaphor for the reptilian elite that has a like correlation between a certain type of folks. And my point in saying all of that is the Rothschilds, are they good people or not? I don't know. Is there this like thing going through it that people are like, the Jews control all of the banks? Well, honestly, that was true when it came to the Rothschilds. And then as soon as they started being able to have as soon as the main daddy Rothschild had all of his sons taking over banks in different places in Europe, especially during the French Revolution, like they were able to leverage war, get banks to transfer money and change currency. So if it was a Luxembourg currency, they could change it to a French currency, and then they get a little piece of that pie in the transaction.
They was getting money hand over fist.
Hand over fist.
Because they were funding both sides of the war,
100%,
too.
100%.
So no matter what side won, they were getting their money back, too. And listen.
It's wild. And then they did it over in America, and now that's how all of this works. That's why we're in constant war, is because money, money, money. Money's green, reptiles, whoa. But like the point is that like all of this is not crazy when you think about what it's a metaphor for. You know what I mean? And the Rothschilds, who still run the banks today, most likely somehow, some way, just because of the deep pockets and connections they have. I'll tell you what, dude, BlackRock is the new Rockefeller. You know what I mean? Like,
wait, what's that?
Or the Rothschild, BlackRock?
No, I don't know what that is.
BlackRock, to me, controls the world through banking. Like, they only own 7 to 9% of every company, but 7 to 9% of Apple stock is enough to sway Apple stock, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, they're on the board of every enormous company, the Netflixes, the Apples, the Amazons, the Teslas. They're on the board of all of it, and they only control a little piece, but they control enough to tilt the scales however they want. And they're also buying up all of the land. So everyone who's trying to buy a home here in America but can't afford it.
They're the ones I think I did hear something about that, but I just heard about them from the real estate aspect.
That's only a small portion of what they do. They're like really tucked into the game with war. They work with Lockheed Martin a lot, and Vanguard, who is another huge corporation similar to BlackRock. Anyway, all of it. There's 3 of them: Vanguard, BlackRock, and I'm blanking on the other one. But they control the world basically.
This is exactly why the phrase "ignorant is bliss" was made. Because the more you learn, the more you uncover, the more you discover about companies like that, and Rothschilds and reptilian people, like whether it's conspiracy or not, just the more knowledge you have, the scarier the world gets.
100%, especially when you think about lobbyists and how they have all the money and they have so much more political sway in our country now. Biggest lobbyist I can think of is BlackRock. Like, how are you going to go against someone who's like, we'll just pull our money from Apple if you don't do what we say? It's crazy. We'll do a whole ep on him.
That's crazy. Yeah, I want in on that, my boy. I want in on that. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, while we put a pin on that, what we're going to do right now, we are going to do a quick recap. Okay. So we talked about the moon being hollow and it's serving as a outpost for the reptilian elite, and they control our waves and women's periods from there. We also talked about the difference between
wait. You just made me think like the pitch meeting for the reptilians. They're like, all right, we got our moon base. We got our signals that absolutely weaponize humanity. And one guy's like, well, can we do something with periods? And everyone's like, dude, what? And he's like, it'd be pretty fun to do something with women's periods, right, guys?
All right, we feed off of negativity, right? All right, what if we made it so when women got together, they synced up? Now, you got 4 women all on the period, mad, more energy, and somebody's like, it wouldn't take a lot. Let's just do it. He's been pitching it for 3 years. Just do it for free.
All right, Gary, relax. Christ.
So we got the controlling of the waves of the period. We talked about the mutations and the mystery RH blood. We talked about the exvertebrates, people having tails and things of that nature.
And also, if I may add, where could they all like coalesce and have their super New World Order meetings? Underground airport. Come on. Denver?
You talking about Denver?
Yeah.
Could you be talking about Denver?
Yeah. Take 100 million, watch that Illuminati up.
That Illuminati episode is fire. You're welcome in advance. Okay. And we also talked about why they may be doing this. But we want to hear from you. What are your thoughts? Do you believe in the reptilian elite being on the moon or just them existing? Do you believe that there are different kinds of reptilian elite? We got the full blood, we got the hybrid. Do you believe that there is potentially a secret organization or a secret race living here underneath our noses and we are just too ignorantly bliss to see it?
I hope someone's had an experience and is open to sharing it.
Yeah, I would love to have a guest come on.
I would love to hear someone who has had a direct experience or is one.
If a reptilian elite came on and they were in reptile form, would we have to blur them? Do they have to wear clothes?
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
That's a very good question. Do they
we
have
can't
cloacas?
be naked, but like I think a lizard on here, we don't have to put clothes on like the gecko lizard.
The Geico lizard?
Yeah, we don't have to put clothes on him. So with the reptilian elite,
but should we?
Nah, that. They got to march.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it goes. You gotta. If you reptilian elite, if you want your rights, you gotta march like the rest of the races. Okay, you gotta get out there and march. We'll see you. Reptile lives matter. We want to see you put in the work. You're not just getting no rights.
That's right.
I wish y'all would. Boy, I throw salt on y'all. I don't know what that would do. That's more of a slug thing, cell thing. But it just felt like it felt appropriate right there. But yeah, we want to hear from you guys. Make sure you put it in the comments what you think, how you feel about the episode, if you've met anybody that says they met them, or if you yourself have met someone from the reptilian race and you want to share your story, post it in the comments, man. We might pull it out and highlight it on one of the shows and be like, yo, shouts out to this person for meeting reptilian and not getting turned to 2-1. Or did you?
I'm here to read, grow, learn, and find the truth.
And we sincerely mean that. Like, this is an opportunity for us to grow and learn together, share information. Don't be the asshole in the comment that be like, oh, these didn't even talk about this, that, and that. Well, if we didn't know, enlighten us. Share the information. Let's enlighten everybody that's watching this. So if we missed something that you know about or if you heard of, put that in the comments, okay? Be solution-minded. Don't just find a problem. Be solution-minded. Say that goddamn information, baby. Put it in the comments.
Dun, dun, dun. You got any plugs, my guy? You got anything you want to shout out?
No, man. I mean, I always got shows around the city. So if you're ever in LA, just make sure you check out my page at Tahir Moore, and you'll see everything that I got going on right there. It's also on my link tree. I don't have a website because, like, what for? What for? Just go to my link tree. My tickets will be there. My shows will be there. And everything else is on my Instagram. What about you?
I got tour dates everywhere. I'm using Linktree, but a guy from Beacons just did a Zoom meeting with me. He's trying to get me to switch to Beacons.
Yeah.
We'll see how Beacons goes. So anyway, follow it at Glazer Boohoo. We do have a show coming up on the moon. That's going to be pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be crazy.
On 420. We are doing a little bit of a moon set, so we'll be up there sometime in April.
Yeah,
that'll be cool.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Just got fitted for my suit.
Did you?
Yeah.
Spacesuit? Or
spacesuit,
you're going to wear like a big Kings of Comedy spacesuit?
Oh, yeah. It's going to have 48,000 buttons. So many buttons and pockets on this suit, man. It's going to be crazy. Also, if you are into that type of thing, check out my OnlyFans. It's called Toes for You Hoes. It's just pictures of me in different dad sandals. You're going to love it.
That sounds
revolting.
It's insane,
bro.
That sounds revolting. I haven't seen your feet. Do you have nice feet?
I've asked my wife, man.
Does he have nice feet?
She sucked them toes before.
You sucked them? She's sucked them?
You've gone too far.
Oh, that's too far. Anyway, yeah, everything's the Illuminati.
Everything's Illuminati. Make sure you check out all of those episodes on the Illuminati. As always, guys, I'm Tahir Moore.
Mike Glazer.
Yeah, I'm not fighting anyone that looks like you. I'm just gonna let you know.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to be bulletproof. Okay, because I'm like, you look like you bite hard. I don't know the PSI on your bite. That jaw looks very intimidating. So I'm not fighting fair. I'm gonna let you know that off the rip.
Fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, I got the moon.
That's a pretty big flex. I'm not even gonna with you on that one. That's a pretty big flex, dog. It's like, yo, you got a gun on your moon. we run it. We rent that out to the homies when we don't want to do nothing else with it. That's a pretty big flex. Yeah. I just lost my appetite forever. That's what just happened. Figured out a way to make me not even need those Ozempic that I'm taking. Now I just won't eat. You did that. You saved me a lot of money. I thank you for that. But also, you ruined every food for me. Nope, it's still going. That is uncalled for. I'm just letting you know I'm not putting the mask back on. Okay? Contaminated. 4 or 5 people that had their face in there, and now his tongue is on there. That's what's not gonna happen.
Had to do it.
Yeah,
Had to do it.
It's just
Had
right
to
there.
do it.
It's right there. It's right there.
Had to.
We'll see you next time on the next episode of High in the Sky. Peace, guys. As we said, guys, everything is always connected. And one of the things I feel like is always connected to is the Illuminati, New World Order, all of that. You can check that all out in this episode right here. So click that link. Refreshing. For those who don't know, learn. Open up your mind. Let us get in there. Let us touch the grooves of that brain. If you smooth-brained it, this is why. Just smooth brain ass out of here and click this.
Get some wrinkles.
Get you some wrinkles, some dimples in that brain, baby.